Y'all, welcome back to my channel. Y'all, today is Wednesday, April the 24th. It is 7:45. Okay, y'all, so I just put my kids on the bus and they are off to school. Glory to God. Watch over them and all the other kids today while they're at school, doing their exams. Just watch over every child, every woman, man, boy, and girl in every schoolhouse, and just watch over them and cover them in your blood. Okay, y'all, like I was saying, y'all, today is April the 24th and it's 7:46 a.m. Okay, so y'all, today's vlog is gonna be a story time. Y'all, the reason why I wanted to go ahead and give y'all this story time, because this right here is the most recent. When I say the most recent story time, I mean the very most recent. This right here took place literally like this week. And so it went from last weekend on up into this week. So this is the most recent story time. And y'all, the reason why I feel like that God put on my heart to give y'all this story time is because we can hurt ourselves. We hurt ourselves when we don't obey God's warnings and signs when it comes to relationships. When I say relationships, I mean like whether it be family relationship, spouse relationship, friendship relationship. All those can be in categories of different types of relationship. Okay, with me, it was more of a trying to be friends. So I'm going to say friendship relationship. And so, y'all, God give us so many signs and warnings to take heed to. And I feel like when we don't obey those signs and warnings, that's how we end up hurt. And I feel like a lot of times that's why domestic violence is on the rise, especially within the Black community. But it's not everybody goes through it. But in the Black community, is the increase for domestic violence is like way too high. And I know I did a video on that already, but y'all go ahead and check that out. But this is not a video on domestic violence. This is a video about my story time that just recently experienced. And so I'm just gonna go ahead and get into it because I don't want to talk too much about. I just don't want to drag the video. Okay, y'all. So y'all know that I've been moved in this apartment. I moved in this apartment in September, I think, of last year. So I've been going back and forth to the bus stop, dropping Kenzie off. And so there was a female there, and I noticed that she had a little girl. And I always felt like in my spirit that we were going to connect some kind of way. I didn't know how, but I always felt that way. And I would kind of just, so we go all this time. So here it is, September to pass, October, November, December, and here it is. We in what? We're in April. So in April, y'all, we finally connect out of all this time. Remind y'all, all this time has went by, and it's now April. And so we could have been in link and did anything. But so this month, which April, the girl, the female that I'm talking about that has a daughter, she stopped me. And she gave me her, she came up to me and she had a conversation. Well, I noticed like in the midst of the conversation, her breath was like, her breath was like, how can I say it? It was like a chemical type breath scent. And I couldn't take it. I really couldn't take it. My stomach, I had ate nothing that morning and my stomach was really, really weak. And I was like, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. And y'all, comment down below if y'all have ever been around someone who have like this chemical type breath smell to where you know that they did something, but it's not for you to know, it's for them to know. So you know that it's something because first of all, you probably didn't been around it before, which I have, and I'm gonna get to that later on in the story. So anyways, y'all, she had her breath was like, it was not up to par. Not with me, because my stomach, I was like, oh my goodness. And I was trying to hold my facial expressions and everything back. Okay, so moving on from that, we exchanged numbers. We was talking, her breath was foul. So while we were talking, she gave me her number and she was like, I was wanting to know if your child can play with my child. I think they would be friends. Like, and the whole time I'm ignoring her breath. And I'm like, okay, cool. So we exchanged number because I'm like, sure, because I seen your girl and I've been seeing y'all for a while ever since we moved down here, but we never even said nothing. No small talk, no nothing. So I was like, yeah, go ahead. We exchanged numbers. So we exchanged numbers. She come over the first time, and I think this was like 4 days ago. This was like 4 days ago. Yeah, this was like 4 days ago. She came over to my house, and her breath was still like that then. I was like, oh my God, like, what is she doing? Because I felt like, you know what I'm saying, me getting her number in the morning, and her breath was like that. Then her coming over in the afternoon after the girls are off the bus and out of school, her breath still smelling the same way. So I'm like, oh my goodness, her breath smelled like a chemical, y'all. Like a toxic chemical or something. It was unbearable. Remind y'all, like, I'm a stage 3 breast cancer survivor, and I don't want to keep saying this, but my immune system, like the doctor told me, your immune system can be different as far as your senses and everything. Like, you know, he was like, everybody body don't bounce back the same. So here I am, I said, oh my goodness, I smell the same smell. And so I was like, okay, so I'm cooking, and I'm cooking enough for them because our daughter is over. So I'm gonna go back a little bit. So y'all, we met, I seen her in September, we hadn't said nothing. So here it is, April, we link up. 4 days ago, she was in my house. Her breath was foul when I met her in the morning. It was foul when she came over. Okay, so that's that. Okay, so she come over, and before she leaves, and y'all know I had done a video where I told y'all that I wanted to take my kids to Cece's Pizza. So here I am, I'm trying to, and I didn't have to invite her, but I wanted to because, you know, I wanted the girls to bond. And so here I am, you know, not thinking about that, which I should have, but I'm not thinking about that because I don't want to be judging nobody, because in the book of John, chapter 5, verse 22 through 24, it says, for the Father judges no one, all the judgment is committed to the Son. So I'm not trying to I'm not trying to figure out what she got going on in her life, because I don't want to be judgmental. All I know is I didn't like that smell. So, you know, giving it the benefit of the doubt, because, you know, honestly, I'm gonna put Christasia in it, because Christasia was like, well, mama, maybe she just gotta brush her teeth. So I was like, okay, maybe she just gotta brush her teeth. So here it is. It's like Saturday, this past Saturday, we go to Cece's, right? And so I'm picking her up. First of all, like, her daughter, see, I'm not trying to be judgmental when I say this, but her daughter is so cute when she goes to school. Like, when she goes to school, she's just like, you know what I mean? Like, her hair is done, her hair is neat. So when we go to Cece's, the little girl, she come outside, she have a bonnet on her head. And I was like thinking to myself, but I didn't judge or nothing, but I was like, okay, we're going out to Cece's, we're going in a public restaurant. And my thing was, I was saying to myself, I wouldn't put a bonnet on my daughter's head. But it right there, to me, we gonna get to and that's where the I don't care spirit come in it. So we gonna get to that a little bit later. So we get in the car, we getting ready to go to Cece's. I pray to God y'all following me through this story, because I know this is something the Lord want me to tell y'all. But we go to Cece's, y'all, and we get in, we pay our way. And I noticed, like, she's over there with her daughter, and I'm trying to get Kenzie to eat first. So her and her daughter, they over there at the games, and I tell Kenzie, you're gonna play the games after you eat a little bit. So Kenzie ate maybe like 3 slices of pizza, right? After she ate 3 slices of pizza, she went over there, and I went over there with her, because I'm trying to get my food out of the way too, so we can go to the fun zone. So after we ate our pizza, we went over there in fun zone. We started playing games, and I noticed that she was like, can you go? She said, I'm going to go to the bathroom. She said, I'm going to go to the bathroom. I was like, I got him, or whatever. But mind y'all, hold on, let me backdoor and say this. When I picked her up, because I'm skipping the part, when I picked her up from Cece's, y'all, her breath was chemically again. So her breath is like this, and I'm like, my destination is like 30 minutes. No, I ain't gonna lie. My destination is like 25 minutes. So here I am, y'all. She get in the car. I pick up from CC's, and her breath is chemically smelling again. And I'm like, oh my goodness. And now, mind y'all, I really hadn't ate nothing because I'm waiting to go to CC. So I'm really over here just sick. Y'all know. Y'all have comment down below if y'all ever been around somebody who had that type of scent on them, and you breathing it in at the same time, so you feel like their scent is getting in your system. I don't know if that sounds crazy, y'all, but I know that what was happening to me, because I would breathe. You breathe in what you breathe in. You breathe in the scents that you smell, whether it be air freshener. So I'm breathing in her scent. I haven't ate nothing had nothing on my stomach, so I was getting sick. Her breath was making me sick to my stomach. And so the whole time I'm in the car, I'm just doing this. I'm just laughing and doing this, and I'm trying to play it out because I'm trying to be real cool. So now let's get back to CC. So we had CC's, and she keep running back and forth to the bathroom the whole time we had CC's. So I was like, why is she? But it's none of my business. I'm like, maybe, I don't know what she doing in there, but it was already iffy and skeptical at this point, because she was going to the bathroom. I don't know. So I was like, you know what? Keep on. I got this. For the four other judges knowing, the judge has been committed to the Son. So I'm keeping this scripture in the back of my head because I'm Christian, right? So we at CC's, we in Fun Zone, and there's a disability. There's a baby in a wheelchair. He's a boy. He's a male. He's a Caucasian male, and he's disabled. You can clearly see he's disabled. And you know, I was talking to him. I was talking to him. He was asking about the game that both of the girls were playing. And he was like, I was like, you want to play this game when they're done? And he was like, no, I'm just watching. He said, how many tickets did it take? So I told him how many tickets it took. And when she looked at the baby in the wheelchair, and the reason I call all kids babies. So when she looked at the baby, she was like, she was like, disability and all, he gonna have to wait his turn. Oh, and I tell y'all, when she said that, y'all see how my aura just changed, right? How I went from just having a blessed smile. But when she said that, y'all, I was flabbergasted. I was so shocked. I looked at her, and she should have known something then. If she didn't know nothing, that she didn't. I was hiding my face from her when her breath was cutting up and spilling out chemically. But when she said that, I know she had to see the look that I gave her. I must have gave her the nastiest look, because when she was like, disability or not, honey, he gonna have to wait his turn. I was like, did she just say this? So I'm like, okay, yeah, something definitely wrong. Something definitely wrong, right? So y'all, I'm gonna go back a little bit too. And this is why I feel like I'm wrong at. But see, that's what we're gonna get to at the bottom. When it's all over and done with. She did tell me that she drank when I first met her. She told me that she drunk. She told me that she done weed. Mind y'all, this ain't no weed or no alcohol I'm smelling. This is not weed or alcohol I'm smelling. This is some kind of chemical I'm smelling. Some kind of ammonia type scent. Some kind of druggy. I'm just gonna put it like that. Some kind of hard drug I'm smelling on her. I know how weed smell. I done been around it. But we're gonna get to that a little bit later. So I done been around this. So I know, homegirl, you're not just smelling. Weed is loud. You is not smelling. And people drink wine and breath don't stink. Comment down below if y'all drink wine but y'all breath don't stink. Her breath smell like whatever she be doing. But I'm gonna get to that. So y'all, remind y'all every time every time she come out the bathroom, she messing with her nose, she fumbling with her nose. So I'm like, oh my goodness, at this point I figured out what I'm smelling. I know what she's doing. Remind y'all, she's in my car. So if I feel like I know what she's doing every time she's coming out in this bathroom, and she's fumbling, and she's just sitting up here twitching with her nose, fumbling with her nose, messing with her nose and all that. So I was like, oh my goodness, the Lord put it on my spirit. I was like, I know what she's doing now. So I was thinking in my head, I was like, I know she ain't doing this in my car. I know she ain't doing this car. Meanwhile, the whole time I was still sick from smelling her breath. So all the CC's is over with. We met each other. That's over with. And so the next, okay, y'all, I'm missing so many parts of the story because I gotta go back even further. When I picked her up, she told me, girl, don't you know somebody just died that stayed beside me? They died from a heroin overdose. They was over there doing some drugs. So this right here was before God even put in my spirit that she was doing a hard drug as well. So I'm like, okay, wow, I didn't know that. She was like, yeah, the ambulance was out here and everything. They had to, and the people over there, they had to move because she died from an overdose. And so they were asked to move. And so I'm like, wow, okay, I didn't know that happened. Okay, so fast forward, we done with CC's. After we done with CC's, I go over to my sister's house because I forgot some shoes. I had to go pick up some Christasia's shoes. So we get to CC's and then we're at my sister's house. She goes to the bathroom. She's coming out of the bathroom. She's still fumbling with her nose. So I'm like, and then the smell, every time she come out the bathroom, the smell got louder and louder and louder and louder. Y'all, I kid y'all not. I was sick to my stomach. I was so sick, y'all. It was unbearable. It was so unbearable. So after we get the shoes and I tell Christasia we can't stay no longer. It's a school night. It's going to be Monday. We got to go home, get y'all ready for bed. Kenzie ready for bed. So the next day she called because I had told her I want to help you. Because like me, I wear my heart on my sleeve. So I'm trying to help her. So we do talk back in the beginning. We do talk a little bit about her. She was like, how do you get on Section 8? So here I am trying to help her. And then I was like, I can help you. She was like, I don't have a car. And I'm like, okay, I can help you. Okay, so meanwhile, all this going on, y'all, every time I talk to this girl, her breath is smelling so chemically. Every single time I have a conversation. So the next day, Monday morning, she called me. It was around like 10 o'clock. And she called me. She was like, Jazz, I was calling you to see if you were still going to take me. I was like, no, because, my car has been acting up. And it was acting up when she was with me. So I was like, no, I'm not going to take you. But go online and go to the county where you want your Section 8 to be and fill out your application. Put all your daughter's information on her. And whenever your number come up, it might take a while, but you already in your place. So it's not going to matter. So she was like, so here I am telling her all this, and she cut me out. She was like, girl, how about, she had told me in the beginning she had a disabled brother. She was like, girl, how about when we came home from CC's last night, my brother spazzed out. He hit some kind of drug, and he already got diagnosed with so many personality disorders. He hit some kind of drug, and he's been in the hospital for since 5 o'clock in the morning. Me and my mom, we in the hospital with him, and I can't even take my daughter to school now because we've been up here with him all morning. I went to send my baby to school when I was up all night. So I'm like, hold on, it clicked. That's when everything started to register. So I was like, here I am. I'm smelling your breath. It smelled like a strong drug. Somebody beside you that live right next door to you have OD'd. Your brother in your house, he done spazzed out. He spazzed out on some drug. And I'm like, okay. It hit me. So I did what the Lord told me to do. I was not going to obey any more warnings. After her brother that lives with her hit a drug and spazzed out and lost himself, after someone that stayed right next door to her died over an overdose, we stayed in the same complex in different sections, and your breath smelling like a strong drug as well, something so unbearable that I'm sick. So I was like, hold up. Red flags, warning, take heed. I did. So I was telling her, I was like, wow. But after all this is done, I'm listening to her, I'm processing everything. I was like, can I talk to you about something? I was like, I don't want you to be offended when I tell you this, but I don't know how else to be but blunt and completely real with you. I said, from the first time I met you, And ever since then, every time we have a conversation in this face to face, there's an odor on you. I said on you, but I should have said on her breath. I said you has a lingering odor. And I said whatever it is, I couldn't take it. I said on the way to CC's, I couldn't take it. I said I had to put my hand over my mouth in my nose because I couldn't take it. It was unbearable. And I said, I really want to be honest with you. I want to be real with you. I don't want you to take this the wrong way because I just want to be honest with you. Because I'm thinking, like Christasia said, Mama, maybe she just got to brush her teeth. So I'm like, okay. I didn't think nothing of it. So after I told her, she was like, oh, wow. She was talking like that. She was like, so I have an odor. I said, no, you don't have a body odor. I should have just told her it was a breath. I don't know why it didn't click, but I didn't say it. But I did also make it known. I said, no, honey, your body don't stink. There is no must, no kind of funk coming from you at all. It's a lingering odor. She was like, well, I did tell you I do. I did tell you that I smoke weed and I drink wine. I was like, well, if I can be honest with you, this ain't those type of smells. I said, this right here is like some kind of chemical smell that's lingering with you. I don't know why I just didn't tell the girl it was her breath. But she should have known, honestly. She should have known. But yeah, either way go, long story short, she got offended because I'm getting to the almost to the end of the story. And I am going to go back so y'all can understand it. So she's offended at this point. She was like, well, I don't think I should be around you no more if my breath is making you sick. She was not her breath. She's like, if my body odor is making you sick. And I kept on saying numerous times, it's not your body. You don't stink down there. You don't stink from your butt. You don't stink. Your arms don't stink. You smell good. I said, it's just something. It's a lingering smell. I thought you would put two and two together, but I should just say it's your breath. I don't know why, and I probably still should if I ever text, but I'm not gonna go there. But anyways, y'all, so she was like, well, everything can be cool. The girls still can speak. I just would say my highs and buys to you. They can still speak. They can still go to the park and play with each other. So she said all this, right? So I'm like, okay, it is what it is at this point. And I'm thinking, you know, and I feel God intervening as I'm on the phone with her. So I'm like, nipping in the bud, you know, this is where we mess up at. So we have guilty conscience now. So I have a guilty little conscience and right here in my heart. So here I am trying to mend it when God is really trying to tear it apart, because God already know that me and this girl, we on two different types of time. Remind y'all, she told me that she do weed and she drink, and y'all, I was getting out of my comfort zone for this girl, because when she got in the car, you know, y'all know I don't judge nobody. Like, go back to the scripture. The Father judges no one. Judgment committed to the Son. So I'm not judging her. Even Christasia listens to the music. So I'm so not judgmental. So here I am out of my comfort zone listening to music. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I do not want to hear this. Whoop, wop, da, da, ba. So I don't want to hear this, but I come to turn on K104 and let her vibe out. And I'm already out of my comfort zone. So I done told her breath was foul. We went to CC's. She was being rude to a disability kid. That right there irritated the crap out of me. She kept running back and forth to the bathroom, messing with her nose. Her breath was stink the whole time. It smelled like a chemical. We met. She told me that, but y'all, this wasn't weed and this wasn't alcohol I was smelling. I done been around that. I've been around that. I done been around that. I don't want to get into how I done been around that, y'all, but I have been around that. And so fast forward everything, like I said, I've told her how I feel. She telling me how her brother didn't spazzed out, how somebody didn't passed away over there. So I'm like, okay, I'm taking heed to these signs that God is giving me at this point. I'm taking heed to all the red flags, and I feel like that's where we fall short at. And this is where I feel like this is what y'all need to take heed to. When God is trying, well, we need to take heed to, when God is trying to separate you from something, and you know it ain't right, don't try to fix and heal it because you're not God. You have to move out of the way and let God be God, because God, our thoughts are not his thoughts and our ways are not his ways. And where God is trying, where we trying to take ourselves, is sometimes is where God is trying to take us away from. You know what I mean? So we really need to pay attention, y'all, to the warning and the signs that God is giving us to separate ourselves, because that's how people get hurt. Now, I nipped this in the bud very, very early, because she probably didn't think, she didn't see that coming. But at the same time, too, I was just trying to tell her that how I felt about the odor that was coming from her breath that was making me sick. I was being real, and I told her, I would want somebody to be honest with me. She was like, well, thank you for being real, but I can tell she was offended. So fast forward after all this stuff that happened, and she was like, everything can be cool, the girls can be cool, they can still, I'll speak to you. So we've been going to the bus stop after all this didn't happen, and this is during this week. So this is now Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So we've been going to the bus stop Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and things have been very awkward. Kenzie was standing outside with her other friends. So she was standing outside with maybe two more girls, and they was talking, and her daughter was walking up. And so she made a comment, and she wanted it to be heard. She was like, I almost said the little girl name. So she was like, hey, get over her, because if people starting to act funny, it can pop off. So I looked over there, I heard the comment, and I'm like, okay, nobody's touched me. It's all talk. It's all talk. So I let her be, however, and mind you, I know she owns something other than weed. So I'm really not going to let her bother me. So anyways, it's just been very awkward. Very, 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 very awkward. This morning, I took her to the bus, which is Wednesday. She didn't say nothing at all. I kissed my baby, put her on the bus. She kissed her baby, and she put her baby on the bus. But my thing, y'all, the whole moral of this story time, y'all, was to get out of that relationship. I don't care what it is, because like the Bible said, sometimes family can be your worst enemy. He didn't say that, but he did say that it would be mother against mother and daughter. Mother against daughter and brother against father and all that. You know what I mean? He did mention it. So I don't care what kind of situation, what kind of relationship y'all in, and y'all know that it's he's, and y'all know y'all see red flags and y'all see warnings, and y'all steady trying to make it work. Get out. End it, nip it in the bud before it get too out of control, y'all, because I promise you, I feel like that's why domestic violence is even on the rise. It's because people don't get out. You want to keep making something work that shouldn't be working in the beginning. It shouldn't have worked in the beginning. And God is trying to pull you away from something you're trying to keep together. Our ways are never going to be his ways. Our thoughts are never going to be his thoughts, y'all. And it was just so messed up how everything had to go down. But even though now it's awkwardness, I'd rather have awkwardness than to be still inhaling her breath. Getting out of my comfort zone by smelling her breath, letting her listen to what she want to listen to in my car. I would have been doing all the things that she wanted to do, and not all the things that I want to do. See, I was about to get out of my comfort zone for her. Because mind y'all, I'm inhaling it, I'm not saying nothing. Not yet, I'm not saying nothing. So I'm just taking it and taking it and taking it. And then I'm sitting up here, you can listen to this music. I'm sitting up here watching her be rude to a baby with a disability. This little baby was in a wheelchair, y'all. I don't know his diagnosis, but it had to be serious because he was in a wheelchair. And so she's been rude to somebody. And I'm supposed to rock with you? Baby, no way, Jose. No way. Lord, forgive me. No way. No, I don't like to say that. Lord, forgive me for saying that, because sometimes I feel like, I know it's just a saying, but some people may think it's on a little race size, but I'm just going to say no way. So I take that back. No way, Jose, I take that back. But anyways, no way. There was absolutely no way I was going to knew that I was supposed to be with that girl. At that moment when she said that about that baby, I knew I had no business being with this girl. I knew I had no business, because I was like, who would say such a thing? Who would? If that had been your child in that wheelchair and someone would have said that about your child, you would be ready to throw down. So y'all, I'm telling y'all, I knew there was no way that I should have been rocking with her at all. No way I should. And it reminds her, it's not because of judgment. It's because I would never, like. And remind y'all, she said that she said that she loved God and stuff like that, and how she need to go to church and stuff like that. And she even told me on the phone, she was like, well, even after I told her about her breath, y'all, I don't want to leave this out. She told me, well, I'm not going to change. She's talking about, because you do stuff, I like to have fun. She said, I like to do what I do, my drug of choice. And then, because at this time, she's not even saying weed. I like to do my drug of choice, and I like to drink, and you don't. And I'm not changing who I am. Mind y'all, she's saying it was the best thing for me, because here I am trying to befriend you, help you out, allow our daughters to befriend, get out of my comfort zone a little bit by listening to music that I don't even want my ears to hear, because I don't want to go back. I'm not going back. Old things pass away, all things are made new now. That's what it says in God's word. Old things, behold, all old things that pass away, all things are made new. And that's what's in my spirit. Y'all, the moral of the story in the whole object of the story, like the take from the story, is like the whole objective is like just to know that when God is trying to separate you in a relationship, no matter whether it be friend, family, or spouse, if you in a relationship right now and you know that it's not right, don't keep on putting inserting yourself in that situation. Get out before it's too late and too heavy, and get out while you can, because at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, you never know how people are going to take rejection. You never know how people are going to react when you tell them that you don't want to be friends. A lot of people don't even take rejection well. They don't. Like, look at her. She got ugly. She didn't take it well. She didn't do what she said she was gonna do. She didn't sit up there and be like, oh, after she said that we can be cool, we can still say hi and byes, and the girl can still talk, I just won't be around you. I'm like, okay, cool. God working it out for my good, because you done ended it. I was just trying to correct your breath. At the end of the day, I was trying to see what was wrong with your breath, and I'm not trying to be funny, but my thing, when she said that, it was God working it out in my favor. And he knew I'd had no business being with that girl. After what she said about what she said, kept running to that bathroom, fumbling with her nose, and I knew it was a hard drug, y'all. I'm not dumb. I done been in situations where I didn't been in situations. I know that smell. I done been around people who have that smell on them. I know that smell. But anyways, back on it, y'all. She didn't take rejection well. She kept on. She started being ugly. Oh, get over here, because if people start acting funny, stuff can pop off. This morning, she didn't speak to me at all. So people don't take rejection well. So if y'all in a relationship, whether it be friend, family, or spouse, and I'm telling y'all, and it's just toxic everywhere you go with this person, and whether it be physical or, whether it be mental, any type of relationship, y'all, that's just, it's not right, and there is nothing you can do, and you have said, trying to make your peace, like, just get out. Make your peace and get out while you can, y'all. Because when I tell y'all, it could have been so much worse. I could have just got into a deep relationship with this friendship with this girl. And, I could have just, I could have just easily tapped back into what she wanted, to the stuff she was doing. I ain't gonna say easily, but I could have. If I didn't have the Lord on my side like I do, and the Lord to work it out in my favor, like that's what I'm trying to get to. When we keep going back and putting ourselves in a situation that God don't want us to be in, that's how we hurt ourselves, y'all. That's how we hurt ourselves. Now, I hope I'm not losing y'all with this story time, because the message is so powerful, y'all. To take heed to God's warnings. Those red flags are there for a reason. They are there for a reason, because every time, y'all, people sometimes God is just trying to tear us away from the very person that we trying to connect with. And even though I had a feeling that I was going to link up with this girl, I didn't know what kind of feeling it was going to be. I didn't know what it was going to be. I didn't know if it was going to be cool, calm, collect. I didn't know it was going to be a mess. But it's a mess. And so, yeah, a lot of times, even when we feel like, you know what I'm saying, we need to be with somebody, it's still going to be a red flag. God still's going to send us some kind of warnings trying to tell us that, no, this is not what I want for you. This is not what I want for you. And I knew instantly. And then what's so bad about it, I didn't even get to tell her about that part of how I felt when she said that about the baby that was disabled. Like, I didn't even get to get in there. It's like once I told her that her breath was making me sick, y'all, she just instantly just wanted to just be like, call it quits. And I'm like, cool beans. Because mine, y'all, honestly, I wasn't even trying. My expectations when I moved into this new location where I'm at now, I wasn't trying to link up with nobody. I mean, Kenzie, she was content. Of course, she need friends, but she go to school every day. She got friends. So, you know what I'm saying? She get to play with her friends for many hours at school. So, honestly, I wasn't really just down because she was in the house. She loved video games. She on her phone, she play video games. She do her work before she played video games. Everything copacetic, everything cool. So, I really didn't even care if, you know, I'm not trying to be funny. I didn't even care to even meet friends. My expectations when I moved here was to just focus on my YouTube career and be serious about it and just go into full on, head on, and just keep being consistent. And so, y'all, I just really like I said, I had a feeling that me and her would connect. I didn't know what type of time or what type of vibe it was going to be. But, y'all, it happened. Because, remind y'all, like I said, I moved in September of last year. I've been seeing this woman and her daughter for the longest, and here it is, April this month. We just all of a sudden link up and try to, you know what I'm saying, befriend each other, and our daughters befriend, and it's like it just didn't work out. You know, when God is trying to tear you away from something, don't go and insert yourself in it, because you don't know what you're getting yourself into. You don't know what you're getting yourself into, because homegirl did not take that. She did not take that well. She was starting to get ugly. And she probably still will get ugly. Hopefully, everything subside and die down, because it can be awkward. It can be awkward, and she can keep talking her stuff too. I mean, because, you know, talk is cheap. Talk is cheap. And so I really don't care about too much of nothing else that she got to say or how she feel. I care about how God removed me out of a situation that could have been something way more if I would have disobeyed his red flags and his warning. I took heed to the signs and warnings that he was putting around me, and I addressed it. He said, make it plain. You have to sit people down, make it plain, let them know. And I did that. And y'all, come on now. Y'all know how uncomfortable it could be if you sit up and tell somebody that their breath is making you sick. Like, come on. Like, you know that this person is most likely, is 9 times out of 10 is going to be offended and going to be in their feelings. But at the same time, too, you still got to do what God told you to do, and that's what I did. Because every single time I had a conversation with her, y'all, her breath was so chemically. It smelled like a whole bunch of stuff mixed together. And for real, like, I'm not trying to be funny. It's not no joke. Her breath smelled like a whole bunch of stuff mixed together. And I know it ain't weed. You ain't smoking no weed. Because when I come around you, you ain't loud. Y'all know weed loud. Come on now. Y'all know weed loud. Y'all know weed loud. Y'all know weed is loud. But her breath, it was just so, oh my goodness. It was, and even then when we stopped at the store, y'all, because mind you, I probably left this part out, but it's so small. I stopped at AutoZone, and I had them put my car on the scanner, and it read off the part I needed, whatever. I went to the Dollar General, and y'all, she was like, it's like the smell, it seemed like the smell, you know, it's still lingering, but it get louder and louder every time she ducks off by herself and comes back. The smell get louder and louder. And I was like, oh my goodness, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do that smell. It was making me sick, y'all. I was like this the whole time. And I was like smiling. And I even told her, I said, when you see my hand up to my nose and my mouth, I did not want to breathe whatever you got going on. I couldn't even breathe the in. Like, how do you have a odor on you that nobody wants to breathe in? How is that? I was getting sick. I feel like I was in whatever. And y'all, it's so weird because honestly, on my life, on my children, y'all, and I know I shouldn't have to do this, but I'm very, very honest. Like, on all the things that I love right now, y'all, whatever was on her breath, I feel like I was breathing it in my system. That's how I know it was some kind of chemical, because it's kind of like you cleaning up. Just imagine you cleaning up and you using bleach. Bleach is a chemical. You breathing it in. That's why I was like, hold on, this is not weed. This is something. This is some kind of stuff to breathe in. It's like it was a whole lot of mixtures. And y'all, you know, I don't want to just come out and be like, okay, but the signs that God was giving me, going in the bathroom and then coming out doing this all the time, I've been around that. I've known people to do that. I know the signs. And so I wasn't gonna not just sit up here and listen to God's signs. But y'all, anyways, y'all, back on topic. I hope I didn't lose y'all with this story time. I really didn't, because my expectations for this story time, I knew God put it on my heart to tell y'all, because this is my most recent story time, y'all. The girl just was just acting funny with me from Monday to today. Today Wednesday. She walked past me this morning and didn't say nothing. And you know, she was saying a little fly stuff and think that I'm gonna be funny towards her child. Like, you definitely don't know me. You definitely don't know me. But anyways, y'all, if God is trying to tear y'all away from a relationship, whether it be family, friend, or spouse, y'all, get out of it. Don't keep going back. You cannot. There's not going to be nothing you can do to make a situation better. Only thing you can do is move on and pray. And it's very important for us to do this stuff in early signs, because sometimes it gets so late for us to get out of these relationships to where it put us in a bad space, a bad head space. And here we is, and like I said, domestic violence is on the rise, because a lot of times we don't take heed to the warnings and the signs that God give us. We want what we want, but what we want and what God wants for us. So we have to really listen to him and really just obey his words and his signs and his warnings, y'all. Because our ways are not his ways, our thoughts are not his thoughts. And he said, acknowledge him in all that we do, and he will direct our path. We gotta let the God direct our path, y'all. We have to acknowledge him, and he will lead us. He will lead us in the right way, y'all. And yeah, no weapons formed against us gonna prosper when it's all said and done. So this is where I was wrong at, because I feel like even though I was warned by the Bible how you shouldn't judge, like from the beginning, when I first addressed her breath, y'all, that's how I found out that she had smoked. That's when she first told me that she drank and she smoked weed. So even though I didn't just judge and I went by you know, not judging anybody, like there was still a warning and a red flag for me. And so we have to take heed into that. Don't insert yourself in something that you know that you don't even rock with from the beginning. So that's why I feel short at, and that's another reason why I wanted to go on and just really just make sure I put this inside of that clip, y'all, because it's very important that we take heed and warnings to the signs that God is giving us around us, y'all. So yeah, like I say, y'all, that is it for this video. I'll see y'all in the next one. I'm out. Peace.